I love organizing. I have to love organizing because I have so much stuff, right? You can see the hoarder in me is challenged by saying I am accepting that I have an addiction and I need to do something with it. Okay, so right now I have a studio that is over 1,000 square feet, including a front porch. And I have a few people that are renting out little corners here and there that help with the rent. But what I realized is a lot of my equipment and the stuff I've been hoarding, as in fabrics and yarns and semi-finished projects, are taking up real estate and they are deciding whether or not I am successful with my project or not. When you clean a room and look around and you're like, why didn't I do this before? This is so nice. And you wish that you did it more, right? So, one of the things I've been doing is researching the concept of minimalism, which is hilarious if you see my studio. I've been, completely obsessed with the whole concept of Marie Kondo's, the love it or let it go, and how she organizes her space. And one of the things that she really shows you is how you need to have things in their place. If everything has a place, it's going to be more easy for you to go to. It's going to be easier for you to know what you need, get it, and use it. And I feel like this is so essential in a creative environment. So what I've done with my videos is I've recorded the overhaul of my studio, but I also recorded how I set up a little corner at my house so that I can also do projects at home. So one of the things is I try to go home, 5 or 6 o'clock to spend the evening with my partner and my dog. And so it's sometimes hard when I want to keep working on something. So at home, I have a sewing machine. So how I'm going to share these videos is that I am kind of creating these little organizing videos that are going to help you with thinking about what you're keeping, thinking about your unfinished projects. That's going to be a major part to this. And I didn't realize how many unfinished projects I had, still I started to catalog them. And so this paperwork will be coming out shortly. But what I realized is that my time is very precious, right? Especially working full-time as a teacher. I have the luxury, absolute luxury of having summers off. But for me, that's my time for my studio, right? So it's not necessarily off. But I also want to be productive because I also need to make this space work. I need to do workshops every so often, have products that's available for sale, and now kind of adding in this aspect. I want to keep my space. I love this space. I love the fact that I have all of this equipment to work with, and I want to be able to, to keep it, right? So I need to figure out my time. What's the most useful part of my time? So there's going to be a few books or audiobooks. I love audiobooks because I don't have the time to read anymore, and that's so sad to me. But Libby is a free audiobook app that you can get through your library, and they have plenty of books. So Marie Kondo's books, Goodbye, comma, Things is the name of it. Okay, so the book is Goodbye, comma, Things. And this is a minimal, oh, see, I just can't say minimal. Okay, it's because my, hoarder in me is trying to make it so I can't say it. Minimalism focused book. Okay, and what it does is help you to think about how the things in your life, how it's either benefiting you or hurting your chances for success. So, who brings up, okay, so you love this, maybe you don't love it, right? Because that's Marie Kondo. You keep what you love. But if there's something that's in your room, so say you had this, uh, this object that was sitting on your counter, and it was fine, but that object now requires you to do work for it. You have to maintain your object. What does that mean, really? So you have to dust it, right? If you need to vacuum, you may need to move it, right? These are seconds of your time that will add up, right? So it's figuring out which items are worth to keep in your life that it's going to benefit it, okay? So to me, that was huge. And to me, that was something of like, okay, you know, I've got these projects. Are they worth keeping? Do I let them go? I'm actually selling some of my sewn garments because I don't fit in them anymore. And, I could, I mean, side note, I do have to exercise because of a situation I'm dealing with my legs. But I won't get to the the size that I used to be. So I'm going to sell those items, okay? And so for me, that's helpful because it's now taking that object that's making me feel bad about the weight that I've gained and letting somebody else enjoy it, and then being able to make the things that do fit me, right? And that's one thing that I haven't done for a few years is make clothing because I have gained some weight. And I need to just let that go because I've learned that I have an incredible amount of projects that I want to sew and just haven't. So with organizing and doing my inventory, I now see what I have, what projects I want to do, and it's easier for me to let go. Okay. The other book that I find to be really amazing is Eat That Frog. And so this book is all about success and about how you can find success through lists. And I love lists. I love my little book that I have that is my schedule. I write everything down that I can because I have to. I've got so much on my plate that it's too hard to remember up in my head. Okay, see, I can't even say it, right? So I've got too many things to figure out up here. So by writing them down, by documenting that, it's really helpful. I just automatically will go to that book. What I've also done is created a whiteboard list of what I'm currently doing in the studio. That has been really helpful. That's like a brand new thing I've started. And what this does is it really helps me when you're dealing with a huge overhaul, a huge change, a huge move, that kind of thing, you get overwhelmed. What the list does is it helps you refine and it helps you to be able to see things in their priority. What the Eat the Frog talks about is if you had to eat a frog and you didn't want to, you do all these little things throughout the day so that you wouldn't have to eat it. So if you eat that frog first thing in the morning, you've done the hardest thing of your day and everything else will be easier. Genius. I was supposed to go to the gym this morning. That was my frog that I was supposed to eat today. I didn't. Okay, it's fine. I have to go. Anyway, so, okay, refocus. So basically, what that does is it helps you to get the most important things done. That's using your time. It's using those small amounts of time that you have. So what you're going to be is you're going to be more successful with how you are living your life because you are not filling it with these small, easy to do items. And by focusing on creating a list of so I did basically a list of everything I needed to do. I then organized it by, a 1 to 10 of the highest priority. What is going to be the thing that's going to help me the best through all of this organizing? And I've been doing that. So I've started it already. On Saturday, so today is Tuesday, on Saturday, I'm doing an open house. I do these things because it forces me to get things done. I'm more effective with my time when I have a deadline. That's what I've done as an artist. That's why I schedule shows. That's why I might say I'm doing something because I need that deadline. And that's been really successful for me because then I have something to work towards, right? And so the big part of what I'm going to be talking about through these videos is organizing your space for success, organizing the projects you're focusing on for your success, focusing on letting go, and really being able to decide, what's most important for you with your creative process, and being able to use it as one, a meditative aspect, right? So not everything is meditative, but it's one of the essential things I feel like is what we need today, is these processes that helps us go through the challenges that we're dealing with. Being able to reset and zone out is so incredibly important, right? Creating things that you're proud of. So this is something that I've experienced my whole life. So I've been drawing and painting and been creating my whole life. And I have been lucky that I've been able to focus on developing those. So I'm an introvert and I love just being inside making something, right? And that to me is something that I've worked hard on. And so I also look at it as work. I've worked so hard to get to where I am. People talk about talent. Oh, you're talented. But talent, when people say that to somebody who's creative, what they're not realizing is it's been years and 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 years of building this up, right? So, drawing. From a young age, I've been using books to see how to draw better. I've been, watching videos. I would try and set up my paints to watch Bob Ross on television while he was painting, because that was before the internet. And these are things that I think are, really important to remember, especially if you're starting out with something new. Okay. And so unfinished objects. So unfinished objects are things that are called UFOs. And people a lot of times feel shameful for their UFOs. For one, it's a failed project. But for me, I don't look at it as a failed project. I look at it as I'm a squirrel, something else distracted me. I got excited about that and I went in that direction, right? And that there is maybe something with that project that I hadn't learned yet, that I need to investigate. And maybe at that time, I wasn't in the mind space to learn that, right? And so why I am doing all of this cataloging right now is I am also writing down the date I started it. I'm also seeing what I have left to do with it. And it's something that I could easily check off, right? Which kind of goes against the eat the frog format. But if something has been traveling cross country with you a few times, or, taking up real estate in your life, it is holding you back. So it's figuring out, how to be able to make the most of that. Okay. So those are some of the big things that I'll be discussing here. Okay. Continue on with me. I will share more exciting tips and showing you specifically how I organize what I've been doing, because that might be helpful for you as well. And so I'll have the different things I've been using, the resources, and I highly recommend getting started listening to those 3 audiobooks, okay? Or getting the book from your library or purchasing it and getting started with that, because they are so incredibly helpful. But I'll be kind of going along, kind of bringing them up as we go. Okay, thanks for stopping by, and I will see you soon. Take care.